if you're playing on a site and you haven't gotten a refund from them for cheating, you've been cheated, I think that's not a good sign. You know what I mean? That means that they're not finding people who are cheating, or if they are finding people, they're not giving the money back to the players.
It's the PokerNews Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 935 of the PokerNews Podcast. I am Chad Holloway, joined by Ben Ludlow and Mike Holtz outside of Ben's bedroom back at Level 9 Studio in Las Vegas. Gentlemen, we got a good show. We're going to talk about a 88-year-old grandmother who had some success on the PokerFell. A feel-good, interesting story because she actually went to play slots. We're going to talk about the worst misclick ever, possibly. PokerBots is back in the news. Long-time poker cheats were caught down in Texas. And we'll speak about some upcoming events at the Lodge. And, of course, our giveaway winner. Gentlemen, let's start with the poker playing grandmother. There was an article called Granny Enters First Poker Tournament and Runs Deep After Favorite Slot Machines Were Removed. This took place down at the Beau Rivage, I believe it was. The Gulf Coast Poker had a series going on where there was a woman, 88 years old, came in to play slot machines. They were gone, and she wandered up to the poker area and said, you know what, let me jump in this thing. Ended up finishing 14th in this tournament. Her name was Linda Hammons. Did you guys see this story, and what did you think?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What a legend. I mean, obviously, she's just been Phil Ivey in disguise this whole time. Like, this was just her destiny. You know, she's the GOAT. But no, it's hilarious when you hear people, things like that. I feel like that's the classic gambling story of like, oh, yeah, like, I didn't even know that I was putting money in a slot machine and then I won $1 million. It's like, oh, I slipped and fell and entered this poker tournament. And then I was 5-betting everyone with ace deuce off and just owning them. But it was pretty cool. And she was hilarious, like in the videos, and very funny. So I love it.
Yeah, this is actually how I got into poker as well. Yeah. They took my favorite slots away, and then I said, by golly, what's this poker thing over here? And then I entered, and I too got 14th. Also was at the Beau Rivage. Crazy story.
That is a crazy story.
Yeah, no one.
And you're a grandma.
I was gonna say, shout out my grandkids. This is awesome, man, and it's cool stuff. Shows how strong the players are down at the Beau Rivage, you know. You guys,
it was.
She. I feel like she just looked them in the eyes and she was like, "It's granny time, baby boy.
It's granny time." What was your favorite slots that they took away?
It didn't say. I wish it did.
I was asking Mike, but
Red Riding Hood. Is it? I don't know. Is that even a slot? I don't know. I made up. I just picked something up. The Kirby slots, you know.
I got to give her credit. So this was a mystery bounty event, $500 entry, $500 buy-in, 2,628 entries. She finished 14th for $8,400 plus 1,700 in bounties. So over $10,000 payday for her first ever poker tournament. Like I said, she just wandered up there. Credit to Bill Phillips and the Gulf Coast Poker crew and the casino. Like, they publicized this. There was an article in the local paper, the Sun Herald. Like, they brought this to mainstream attention. And I think it's good because it's just a feel-good story, right? We talk about so many controversial stories we're going to here in a minute, but here was actually a fun, feel-good story. And I just love it because, like, man, I want to be 88, giving no fucks, just being like, all right, I'm going to get in there, battle. And she did well. I mean, 14th place. Imagine the story if she would have actually won this thing.
Well, that would be absolutely ridiculous if she won, but it would have been so cool. I'll say this. I think it's funny. The older you get, the more often you wander into places, apparently. If she was 55, she would have walked up, but she's 88. She wandered over to the poker tournament.
I was trying to go to Ponderosa Steakhouse, and all of a sudden, 18 hours later, I got 14.
I heard on day 2, one of the dealers had to, no, I'm not joking, had to escort her into the poker room to her table and help her find everything. So pretty
Legend.
Cool. Big tournament, 14th place. Congratulations,
Yeah, I
Grandma.
wonder if she realized it was going to be a 2-day tournament, and then it's going to take like the next day and a half of her life.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of, so if I say call, I play?
Yeah, if I say call.
I call.
All right, I call. I have
Let's
ace
go.
high.
Yeah.
Shit, I have queen high.
Yeah.
Legend.
It was Randall Chase Cummins taking down that tournament for $115K. Did a heads-up deal with Michael Leck, who those of us in the poker world know.
Shooter.
He got $115K as well. Bill Phillips of Gulf Coast Poker sat down with Linda Hammons for a short interview, which I thought would be fun to share here on the podcast. Check it out.
Bill Phillips with Gulf Coast Poker, and we thought we'd interview Miss Linda here after hearing about the round of applause she got yesterday when she went so deep in the mystery bounty. How did you end up at the Beau Rivage? You heard about the tournament? And
Well, yeah, I get these monthly things.
Yes. Okay. Do you play some of their weekly tournaments and stuff, or is this one of the first big tournaments you played?
It's first.
The very first.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't realize it was so big.
Yeah. So arduous, huh?
Yeah.
What did you think about the other players? How was your experience?
That was all really nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your background? Did you enjoy a lot of games and stuff growing up?
Yeah. We always would, after the adults got to playing with the dominoes, the kids would get them and we'd play dominoes.
Yeah.
Don't mean to interrupt. Are you Miss Linda?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Adam. I'm the poker manager here. I'm looking at Paul. We met. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Last night, do you know what position it was you finished in? Was it 14th?
14, I think.
So we had actually an extra prize specifically for 14th place. And I don't think you got to open it, so I wanted to make sure you opened it now. That way you see what it is.
Oh, right.
What?
Well, I was surprised.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I do too. Maybe I'll find one.
As long as it's not a gotcha moment.
No, ma'am. You wouldn't do that, I don't think. Paul might. I
He
would.
might.
Paul might. You're right. That's true.
Oh, my goodness.
What was that?
$400 entry?
Yes, ma'am. So if you want to play our 4 o'clock tournament today, all you got to do is bring that, and they'll get you in the event, okay?
Well, thank you.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
went over there to register earlier, and they said there wasn't anything.
They took your
before.
way? I'll talk to Paul about it.
Yeah.
We'll work on that. But congratulations.
You already
Like
got
tonight.
me in trouble today.
How that?
Well, because I didn't have anything for you to play.
Oh,
I'm already in
You'll be
trouble.
good.
Get the merit,
Congratulations.
I think.
Have fun, okay?
well, I'll be over there at 4.
Yes, ma'am. We'll
Sounds
be
good.
here.
We'll be here.
Okay.
Y'all carry on. We don't want to interrupt.
Thank you.
Take it easy on those guys at 4. Don't beat them up too bad.
Okay.
Well, we appreciate you sitting here and taking time to talk to us, and congratulations. It was great to see everybody applaud. Again.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen a lot in poker tournaments, I gotta tell you, so that you must have made a very good impression on everybody.
Well, I thought, I did. I tried.
Yeah.
All I'm saying.
Everybody said you played really well. So, thanks again. Appreciate it.
Congratulations to Linda Hammons on that deep run. Hopefully we see more of her on the poker felt. Let's turn our attention to the virtual felt, because there was an interesting hand, what some were calling the worst misclick ever, that took place. It was streamed by PokerStars ambassador Sebastian Huber, goes by Peace and Love online on PokerStars. It was just an $11 daily cooldown mystery bounty event, but he had a straight flush, and well, here's what happened.
Pretty good hand here. What is this? 7, 8, 9, 10 jack. I'm not sure what it is, guys. And we get raised. 7, 8, 9, 10 jack. And the same color as well. Does it mean something? Oh my. Didn't want to. I folded a straight. I didn't.
So there you have it. Huber folding a straight flush by accident. Gentlemen, what'd you make of this hand? And Mike, you're an online guy. Have you seen something like this before, or maybe experienced it yourself?
Sure, yeah, I've accidentally folded hands I didn't mean to. I don't think I've ever folded a straight flush. For sure haven't. But yeah, happens to the best of us. What can you do? Sometimes it happens. I've had plenty of situations where someone's raised and I accidentally clicked raise, like moves to a different tournament instead of entering to go hit a bet I raise. And then now I've 3-bet the guy to 3 big blinds. And now we play this weird pot where I have 8-4 offsuit. And it's like, did I do that on purpose? Do I have aces? So there's a nice meta to that. But folding, yeah, you're not going to be able to represent much there on the river. Yeah.
I mean, maybe, he was in case there was like the super royal flush, like the wraparound royal flush, where it goes like Jack, Queen, King, Ace, Deuce of spades. That's better.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. I mean, Mike plays like 9 tables on his phone, so I'm sure he misclicks every day and doesn't even realize it.
Yeah, that's actually a fact. And I think, what's funny is, segue here, Ben got me this coffee this morning. It says Benjamin Lowell. You can see that. Whoever wrote on this must have misclicked. Do you see this? It says yummy in my tummy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is the worst hand. I don't know this.
No, I think it says Yanma in my
Oh,
Tulum.
Yanma in my tumor.
Yeah. Shout out Pokemon.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, look, don't fold a straight flush. I mean, come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
You shouldn't do that.
That's the takeaway from this.
If I can say anything, it's that if you have a straight flush, don't fold.
Yeah.
I think the salt in the wound was against two players, one who had a flush and the other who had the straight, so he was likely going to stack two players. But
the real bad beat is when the site reviews it and sees he folded a straight flush and thinks he's colluding with his buddy.
He gets kicked off of PokerStars' team for collusion because he did that. Yeah, it happens to be his best friend.
I totally didn't mean to do that cough.
No,
oh my god. Oh no.
My favorite misclick ever.
Oh, Bryn Kenny's got all the chips.
Oh geez. My favorite misclick ever, I think, is different, where Asher Kniff misclicked into the satellite online that he then won. He didn't mean to enter this 2K satellite. It was supposed to be a 200, and then he won the satellite and won the WPT championship for $2 million.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Wow,
yeah.
Good for him.
Positive misclick. Shout out Asher. What up?
That's pretty sick.
Go Knicks.
Let's use this as a segue to talk about poker bots, because Martin Zamani, who is no stranger to throwing things out there into the social media sphere.
Shout out Bryn Kenny.
Yeah.
The frog poison extraordinaire. Martin Zamani broke that one. But anyways, he released a video showing what he says is a bot farm that got the poker world talking. Check it out. All right, so there you have it. Lots of chatter about that video. Mike, Ben, I know you guys have been talking about it. What'd you think?
So I spoke with Martin last night, and he actually said he didn't know who took the video. He didn't want to disclose too much information. He's kind of keeping it close to the vest. I asked him because I'd heard maybe the video was a little bit old, possibly 2 or 3 years old from you, and he said he wasn't sure, but that could be the case. But he said that group is still running, going stronger than in that video, and that there is more people in it now. And it seems very serious, and it looks from the video like it's on one site, and that's kind of what he was saying. But he said to me in DMs that he thinks that it's happening on other sites as well. Didn't mention any by name. So pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this kind of thing all the time, and to see it in action is sort of wild, where it's just you visualize what you'd think it would look like, what a bot farm would look like, and that's sort of exactly what I thought. It's all these computers running, and it's scary. I mean, obviously, even if that was 3 years, especially if that was 2 or 3 years ago, it might be even scarier, because think about how much better things are now, right? So if that's an old video, then there's probably even more advanced stuff going on. There's probably even more cheating going on. It's just, I don't know what we can do beyond the sites really, going out of their way to create something to police this better. But it's scary, and it's as an online player, I get nervous all the time, regardless. But this makes me even more nervous, I guess.
Sure.
It's important to note that the video alleged to take place on an unregulated site. Now, as pointed out by many, they're not as incentivized to regulate this sort of thing as an online site who is licensed somewhere, right? So you did see a lot of other entities chiming in on this video, other online entities saying, this doesn't take place here, we're more prepared, et cetera, PokerStars and such. So that's why I've long said on this show and just in general of I would never trust playing on any unregulated site. Wouldn't recommend it. And stuff like this happens. It reminds me of many years ago in around 2018, I was actually in Asia and was talking with a poker player who is not well known. Nobody would know who he is, just somebody who played poker, but was playing on these third-party apps, if you will. And they were running wasn't a botch scheme, but it was a cheating scheme. And I was just very curious in terms of, like, does this actually happen? Can I see it in action? So I worked a deal with him, basically like, hey, let me see this. Show me this. Like, I'm not going to write a huge story. I'm not going to, expose this. I just need to see if this actually happens. And I did. He showed me the setup. And what it was in this particular case was a third-party app in which he had multiple monitors. And long story short, he ended up being 6 of the 8 players at that table. Jeez. Which, of course, if you see the hands, and like from that day forward, I just knew, I seen it with my own eyes, that this stuff happens on these unregulated sites. That's why I will never play on them. I would never recommend anybody else play on them. And it's why we at Poker News don't push people to them. And I don't know, it's very concerning. And Ben, like you said, like, I'm just very skeptical about online play.
Yeah, and I don't really know what we can do. I mean, we've talked about this ad nauseum, but it's sort of, I think it's on the operators to take a bigger role and sort of work together to figure this out. I mean, it's obviously hard when they're competitors as well, but I always think about like the need for a union to protect players or a way for everyone to get together and control these kind of things. But even then, even if everyone decided to work together, like from the operator side, I still, technically don't know what they can do to stop things like this beyond just obviously, players continuing to report whatever software they need to do to kind of like match IPs. But then there are VPNs. Like, the cheaters are always going to be a couple steps ahead, which is the hardest part,
Yeah.
Ben, or Mike, yeah, like, as somebody who's played an extensive amount online, 2-time WSOP.com player of the year, like, do you have any thoughts on terms of anything that could be done? I know one thing I've heard in the past is like requiring people to play on a camera so you can actually see a face. I don't know how feasible that is, but I'm just curious to hear your thoughts.
No, so that's definitely a thing, because when you're playing online poker, right? When you have a session, the way that your keystrokes are, the way that you move your mouse, all that can be recorded by the site, right?
Yeah.
I know many sites that have it so that they'll have someone play for a couple months, and then if they have any sort of suspicion they might be doing something, they have them record camera from multiple angles and then watch them play, and then they compare the sessions, the keystrokes, the amount of, because I've talked about this before on the show, when I play online poker, and Ben witnessed this the other day when I was playing at his house. Annoyingly enough, he was quite upset with me while he was playing Magic the Gathering. I click a bunch. If I'm in a big hand, I'm just spam clicking. I just do it subconsciously. And if you watch me play, and then if you had a session where I don't do that, boom. So maybe somebody else is playing my account. You know what I mean? So the same deal. I think people have very unique patterns and unique things they do, et cetera. And certainly with pattern recognition stuff and timing, et cetera, and software like that, you should be able to compare sessions. I think that we have advanced enough technology to be able to police this fairly accurately now. However, I don't know the ins and outs because it's all proprietary. It's all in-house stuff, so they're not incentivized to let us know exactly how they're doing everything. But it seems to me like we're far enough along that cheating, like, you're not going to be able to stop somebody from, or a player who doesn't play often, you're not going to be able to stop them from looking something up on their phone or a different computer. It's not going to be able to happen without cameras, right? And we can't have cameras on 100% of the time while we're playing. That'd be insane, right? That's a huge violation of privacy. You're going to kill the game. So it's hard to 100% eliminate it, but operators can take the resources available and can certainly combat it at higher rates than is currently being done. Also, I'll say this: if you're playing on a site, it's annoying to say, and you haven't gotten a refund from them for cheating, you've been cheated, I think that's not a good sign. You know what I mean? That means that they're not finding people who are cheating, or if they are finding people, they're not giving the money back to the players.
Yeah. Well, speaking of cheaters, let's talk about this story from my colleague John Sofin coming out of Texas, in which 2 poker cheats who were banned at other properties were caught down at the Lodge Card Club in Texas. It was interesting. So I didn't know about these guys until this story broke, and then you learn a bunch about it. And shout out to Anthony Martino, because he is a poker vlogger who really brought this to life. It was back in 2020 where he basically caught these 2 players, Noberto Pardo and Yacal Masquedo Perez, cheating, and called it out. They got banned from card rooms in Florida and California. Well, they're down at the lodge in Texas, and it gets they get exposed, right? So they get recognized. Somebody went to the card staff, said, "Hey, these guys are sat here, I think in seats 1 and 6," and then they collude. There's allegations of marked cards, etc., etc. The floor staff coyly pull off a deck of cards with one of the dealer, inspect it, and do determine that it has been marked. They ban these guys. PokerNews did confirm that with the lodge, and these two guys who have lengthy criminal records, not necessarily for cheating in card rooms, but for other stuff, get banned and caught. And you like to see it. A little bit of justice, at least, they're not arrested and things like that, but at least they're outed. And Martino, thanks to him.
Why aren't they getting arrested? If I don't know, in my mind, if you find people marking cards at the table 100% and you can prove it, they should be arrested on the spot. Is that not how the law works? How does the law work here?
Maybe it's the fact that they can't prove. Like, I'm sure they have to prove that they marked them, and maybe they would have to show indisputable evidence on video, and it's sort of unclear.
Yeah.
They can sort of say, "Oh, this we continually see this kind of marking with them, and we're going to make the decision to not let them, participate in our business." But maybe it's too much for a court of law. Whereas
I think it depends on the jurisdiction as well, right? If this was happening in Las Vegas, I think the Nevada Gaming Control Board is a lot more strict on this sort of stuff and take it very seriously. Whereas in Texas, there is no governing board equivalent to that. And you might have a room, I'm not saying this is the case by any means, but I could certainly see it being the case, especially with other rooms that might not be as reputable as the lodge, in terms of, we don't want to get the law involved, because if we get the law involved, it reflects badly on the card room, and they think, "Oh, there's crime, there's cheating, let's just shut it down."
No, you got to yell at these people. In Texas, it seems to be like the floor should just tell the whole room, "Hey guys, you should all watch out for marked cards. We just had the 1 in the 6 seat here marking cards, just letting everyone in Texas know. 1 and the 6 seat, table 8."
That'd be great.
I would imagine
justice.
they are like the card rooms in Vegas, because in Texas they all are in the same boat. They all have an incentive if they want their businesses to continue, no matter where they're located. So it would behoove them to share information, right? So I hope the lodge people were on the phone in contact with some of the other rooms, letting them know. I know that happens in Vegas, not necessarily publicly, but I know that the card room managers in Las Vegas share a lot of information with each other. So I'm sure that happened down there, and these guys will hopefully be persona non grata.
I think Mike was more saying that, you announced that in Texas for a little vigilante justice.
Yeah, I was recommending.
Hey, you and the cowboy hat over there with the shotgun on his back. Just so you know, those guys at your table were marking cards. Whatever you want to do with that information. If you have a big farm out west where you can go meet all his friends, you're gonna go to a big farm. You're gonna be fine.
Exactly.
Clearly can feel safe playing at the lodge, and this is a good opportunity to plug the Run Good Poker Series is heading there from January 27th through February 1st. PokerNews will be on site in the newly renovated poker room, providing live coverage from the main event down there. Ben, we've talked about Run Good Poker Series all the time. It's a great tour.
Yeah. I mean, and they continue to add new stops. They're at Borgata this year. They're in Texas. And in general, I mean, shout out Run Good. They're just continuing to create a price point and product that is great for exactly what they're doing. They go to underserved communities or, cities for poker that just don't have tons of tournament series. That's their focus. Where can we fill in the gaps? But on the other side too, it's just great to see Texas have more events. I mean, I know the World Series circuit is going to TCH. They finally are kind of figuring it out. It seems like this, the whole Texas poker scene has been mired in legal controversy and sort of government controversy in terms of, is it a loophole? Is it going to be fully legalized? All these things. But it seems like the more events they have, there was a WPT Prime, there's a WPT, there's Run Good, there's the World Series. The more events they have like that, the more legitimacy, it brings to that market, and the better, I think, for the long term of, perhaps the hottest, biggest poker state there is right now outside of, the three usuals. So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for Run Good. And the Lodge in general has just been a great, thing for the poker community. Austin's a cool city, and obviously having Brad and Doug and Andrew Neeme, running that place has been a huge success from what I can see.
Well, good opportunity
Sexual.
because you mentioned him. Andrew Neeme did a little video plugging the upcoming stop. Check it out.
What's up, guys? The Run Good at the Lodge series starts today. We've got 7 total ring events, and it all kicks off with the opener tournament, which brings a $150,000 guarantee off of a $300 buy-in. Next weekend, we follow that up with the $250,000 guaranteed main event off of a $600 buy-in. And you can find the full schedule in the caption below. I hope to see all you guys here at the Lodge.
Poker News is going to send me out there on their dime. It's
Oh
crazy.
my God.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Surprise.
Mike.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
amazing.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to send you there. I'd like to go there myself, but I'm actually booked to go elsewhere during that same time
Talking
frame. And
Stick.
I believe
Yeah.
Talking Stick, MSPT
Oh, that's
Diamond
right,
Championship.
I'll multi-table.
He might.
I'm excited. Yeah. I'm back. I'm excited about that one. I'm going to be next week. I'll be in studio with you guys in Vegas because I'm coming to Vegas first. Then I will drive down to Talking Stick for the MSPT. Kinda England and myself will be there recording an MSPT podcast. It's going to be a blast. I hear a lot of players from Vegas are going to go down there. Maybe you too as well.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely on my important dates list. Also, my homie Matt Affleck just got his pilot's license. He said he could fly us down there if you want to, rip a Cessna.
That's
Hell no. Hell no. I seen Matt Affleck's luck live on television. I'm not getting on a plane he's
Damn,
flying.
sorry, Matt.
My
Damn.
bad.
Is that
Matt.
true? He did get his pilot's license?
Yeah. Yes, he did.
That is very
He's been
cool.
doing a lot of solo flying and is dying to, fly some people. So, but not flying to die some people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not. He's not going to crash. Okay?
Yeah. Yep. Holy shit.
I love you, Matt.
I do want to mention too another bit of poker news, and that is 8131 Media. The photographer team has become the official photography partner of Poker News. We've long worked with them. They're the photography team you've seen at the World Series of Poker, the NAPT, and even the Run Good Poker Series. Rachel K. Miller, she's won Photo of the Year for her winner's photo of Nick Schulman a few years ago. She heads up that team. A lot of great photographers. Very excited to have them on board with Poker News as the official photography partner. I know you guys are big fans of 8131 Media.
Legit, they're the best. Like, it's ridiculous. Rachel's photography skills are top notch. She's lost a bunch of weight. Her and Brian Winter, her husband, right? Yeah. They're both killing it, running marathons and stuff. They've been doing so good. So it's cool to see that. And she's always taking the coolest photos. I've got a bunch of, all my good photos are from her or Haley Hofstetter, basically.
Yeah, and shout out to Haley, who was the co-founder of 813 before she left to go work for Org. Yeah, I mean, it just makes a ton of sense. I think there are a ton of new stops popping up, new tours, all these things where if you have something centralized where it's like, yeah, we have all the best photographers, we have, all the logistics handled, like, you give us a little bit of a fee on top and we make it all happen for you. It just makes a ton of sense. And I think it makes everyone's lives easier. And obviously they're killing it. And, something like Poker News official working with them makes it even better for everyone. So congrats to them.
Are you wearing a jean jacket?
It's denim.
Just checking.
But it's black denim because I'm fucking
because you're fucking slick, dude.
It's not like a blue jean jacket. That would be kind of,
Cool. It'd be really cool.
All right, next
Let's
time
talk
I'll wear
one more story.
overalls, no shirt. Next time. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Bet.
One more story that's taking place this weekend, Saturday, January 22nd. It is fight night at the Beverly Hills Fight Club in Beverly Hills, California. Poker News is going there.
Oh, hell.
It is going to be Dan Jungleman Cates taking on professional sports gambler Ryan Noel. He goes by Elf. I'm not too familiar with him, but these guys are going to go mano a mano and fight it out.
Yeah, I don't want to go to. I don't want to go to Austin. I want to go to the Beverly Hills Fight Club. Send us there.
Mike, this was supposed to be you. Like, you were supposed to fight Jungleman last year. That was a whole thing for a little bit.
Yeah, didn't happen.
Oh, you
Lazy.
don't say.
Yeah. No, I don't know what happened. We never really talked about it, but yeah, I guess if I want to lose 40 pounds again and then go fight Jungleman, the opportunity's there. Really, I'm just a lazy man, But I think
how do you think this is going to play out?
I got no idea, honestly. I saw Dan Cates said that Jungleman said that he broke his trainer's ribs while with the first time that's ever happened in 30 years or whatever. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, he was using a baseball bat though, so
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He said it's like what I lack in height, I make up for in heart. I've got more heart than Elf. Never heard of Elf.
I think he's going to get slapped.
Yeah,
That's the vibe I
feel like
get from that.
anyone who
statement.
says that is going to just get pummeled, I think.
I think
and
he
the
does
Elf-
have heart.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I'm not
Yeah.
denying that at all. And he's, clearly very smart in his own way. So maybe there's some tactics he can employ that'll help him. But I just can't see him being a smooth, quick fighter. And the other guy,
Me either. But here's the thing. I'm kind of rooting for Jungleman just to come out there sharp as fucking.
of course.
No. But for a different reason, you think.
Yeah.
He comes out there sharp, beats the shit out of the guy like he's nasty. I'm like, whoo, dodged a bullet.
Because if he gets absolutely wrecked, you're like, damn it, I should have been.
Yeah,
me.
no, exactly. I could have made good money on this. So now,
Yeah.
no, all because I wanted to eat fucking sweet tarts instead of collect cash from
But
Jungleman.
sweet tarts are
Sweet
good.
tarts are
I mean,
delicious.
Nerds gummy
One
clusters.
thing-
Sour punch bites.
One thing I'm looking at while you guys were talking was Dan Cates is 36 years old. Ryan Noel Elf is 24,
Yeah.
based on what I
Jesus
can.
Christ,
tell.
that is not good for Jungleman.
No, yeah.
Well, is he on the peptides? Is Jungleman on the peptides?
Who isn't?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm looking. It does seem like obviously Elf has the age advantage. He looks like he's got the height advantage.
Yes,
but he does look
Girth?
a little
I
more
think he's girthier.
scrawny, if you will.
Okay.
From what I can see in
Elf fought
pictures.
Sean Perry in one, right?
Oh, is that the same one?
I
don't
think
know.
so. God.
Just saying things.
Well,
man.
Who is Elf? Who are these people?
Well,
Anyway.
I wouldn't be surprised because he is a professional sports bettor, and that's where Sean Perry lies. But anyways, Poker News will be at the Beverly Hills Fight Club, and we'll have video, we'll have interviews with the fighters, and have to see how this all goes down. I know for a fact because one of our editors, Adam Piken, works closely with Jungleman, that Jungleman is very excited about this fight and taking it very seriously, which I do think behooves him, right? I think he doesn't want to make a fool of himself, so he's going to go in there and I don't know. We'll have to see if he can represent the poker world well.
Yeah, it's always a strange. Some of the people who are like successful fighters in the poker world have surprised me. So or just in general in this kind of celebrity fight club. Do you remember that show on MTV?
Oh, Bully Beatdown?
No. The one that was like the clay celebrities.
Teen Mom.
The clay celebrities fighting each other on MTV.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Celebrity Deathmatch. Yeah. It's funny that they were 25 years early and just sort of put this into wouldn't it be hilarious if all these celebrities fight each other? That'll never happen. We'll do it in clay. And then 25 years later, no, this is our reality. It's just celebrities get washed and then they're like, all right, I guess it's time to box.
We're living in a simulation and the servers that it's stored on are overheating.
I mean, hopefully we have some rain soon then.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love some
Before
fucking
we-
rain, dude.
Before we wrap up this episode, I do want to give a winner announcement. If you remember last episode, we said comment shuffle on the YouTube video for a chance to win a specialized exclusive deck of cards from the Lost in the Shuffle documentary, which we talked about last week. And I do have a winner from that. That winner is Andrew Winiger, who goes by ZZ Jitter ZZ on YouTube. Congratulations to you, sir. You've won yourself a deck of cards. And then also, I'm giving away 2 screeners to actually view the documentary. For those of you interested, I'm going to have a tweet out. I will pin it to my channel. Simply retweet that, and you will be entered to win. I'll give away 2 copies of the documentary. Gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode. But as I mentioned, I'm coming to Las Vegas, and one thing we hinted at last week that we're going to do, it's officially booked, is we're going on a Las Vegas ATV tour in the desert, and we're going to film it so that we can do a future segment here on the podcast. Are you excited to get out there on the ATVs?
Yeah. I mean, one of us is going to break a leg or something, but I won't be me. So
I volunteer for tribute.
yeah. Mike, I think Mike is he's set up to be injured, I don't think it would
I don't
change your
think so.
life at all.
You think a broken leg wouldn't change my life?
Well, it might.
What the fuck?
Look,
Would
let's
change
just
my life
break your
super-
leg and see what happens, okay?
Okay.
It's-
Didn't you break your ankle or something last year, Mike? You were hobbling around the WPT World
I broke my
Championship on a
ankle.
scooter.
I
Yeah.
did break my ankle. Yeah.
Yeah. On your driveway,
I was being
which is treacherous.
I was being athletic.
Yeah.
It was there was too many athletic movements.
Anyway, probably no one's going to get hurt. We're all just going to do lots of backflips. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, gentlemen, that's going to do it for episode 935 of the Poker News Podcast. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, give us that 5-star review. We will be back next week. As I mentioned, I will be in Las Vegas at Level 9 Studio. So looking forward to joining you guys then. I'm Chad Holloway, Mike Holtz, Ben Ludlow. Until next week, we'll keep a seat open for you.